Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we are in Nagasaki Prefecture here in Kyushu. In Nagasaki, we are going to be exploring the area of Unzen, a special area that is especially known for its onsens. I drove here from Fukuoka and it was about a 3-hour drive, so now we are going to explore what this area has and see the different foods, sites, and other wonders in this space. So let's go explore Nagasaki's Unzen! We are here at our first stop, the Chijiwa Observatory. This is a beautiful place to take in the view of both mountain and sea. Across from the observation deck, there is this little group of shops. Looks like they have castella cake and other omiyage, fun snacks and treats that you can get. We are here at a Jagachan stand. I've never heard of this, but there is a catchy jingle and it looks like some fried potato on a stick. So we are going to try out this special potato. So I have picked up my own personal Jagachan. This is a fried potato on a stick. And let's go take a bite. Hot. It has a very, very thin crust of fried batter around it, and then it's a little bit sweet, but very, very hot inside, so be careful when eating it. But it is a nice treat I've never tried before and is a specialty here in Unzen. Inside the market, there are so many different types of souvenirs and food stuff that you can buy. A lot of them are Nagasaki specialties. Here you can see the castella cakes that are being made. There are so many different types here. We have fruit castellas, chocolate castellas, cheese castellas, and castella cakes are a specialty of Nagasaki Prefecture that originally came from Portuguese missionaries. Now that I finished checking out Chijiwa lookouts, I am back in the car and going to go to the Unzen Onsen area, which is about 25 minutes away from here. So let's enjoy the ride as we continue here in Unzen, Nagasaki. We have just arrived in Unzen Onsen, parked the car, 500 yen at the parking lot, and now I'm going to grab a bite to eat. And one thing to note is that when we arrived at this location, the first thing I noticed was the smell of sulfur in the air. So brace yourself because it is a sulfury place here at the onsen area. We are heading to a little cafe called In the Cloud Cafe. Hopefully they'll have some interesting stuff for us to fill our stomachs with. So we are at a small cafe called Cafe in the Clouds. They have somen made with both thick and thin noodles, as well as a curry rice and soft soup. So I just finished grabbing a bit of lunch at the Cafe in the Clouds restaurant. I got some somen with a piece of fried tofu on top. The noodles were very beautifully presented. The soup a little bit salty for my taste, but came with a side of pickles and some other simmered vegetables. So now we are going to the highlight of this Unzen Onsen area. We are going to hell. We're going to see the hells. So we are going to be following this route that says Jigoku Meguri and has this big red onsen sign and is pointing to the right. So there will be a walkway for us to see these Jigoku or hells. Right away we have come to this little station where it is an onsen tamago station where you can get some onsen egg, and there are also ramen bottles over here soaking in some water so you can come and enjoy a little drink and snack. Here are the onsen eggs. You can get a pack of them for 300 yen. So there are supposed to be over 30 different little steamy hills along this walking path that we'll just wander through. But it smells like eggy eggs, and you can see the color of the dirt around is this coppery rust red with some yellow and gray white. So that was called the Hachiman Jigoku and is closed. So we are going back on the main street to find some of the other hells. Welcome to hell. Wow. The earth is boiling, and in hell you smell eggs. Look at this. There is a wooden boardwalk that allows you to walk through the area, and just in all of these little places there is smoke billowing through, and you can hear it too, erupting from the ground. It smells like eggy breakfast. But it is a hot summer day and we have some steamy steam billowing into us. But it's really cool to see how active this area is with all of the thermal activity. There's a neko-chan over here that is enjoying the hells as well in the shade. Smart neko-chan.
Lots of cats in hell.
There's lots of cats in hell. Whoa. The white rocks against the green mountains and blue sky, white clouds. Hell ain't so bad. So we are at the Unzen Spa or Unzen Onsen near the top of this Mount Fugendake, and you can see here from this map that all of this activity is coming from an undersea magma chamber. So this magma chamber is pretty much powering these different spas in the area. There's the Obama Spa, which we'll go to tomorrow, and then there's also Shimabara Spa, which is on the other side of this peninsula or part of Nagasaki. But we're getting all of this from a magma chamber under the sea. Under the sea. This is a map of the different hells in the area. We started our adventure over here trying to go to the Hachimen Jigoku, but this part of the road was closed, so we only got to see a little bit of it before coming back down to the main street, and now we are over here at the mid-center, but there's still a lot more to see as we go explore the hells over here. Over on the side you can see some yellow on the rocks. I think this is the sulfur that we are witnessing and smelling firsthand. So this gray rock is tinged with some yellow. When you come here, note that there is some elevation on the walkway, so just prepare yourself for that. Nothing hard, but in the summer you can get a little bit sweaty. There's a nice area where you can take a little breather and sit down if you're tired and enjoy this geothermic wonder. Right now there's lots of sounds of insects that you can hear as we walk. Some crickets, birds. And we've reached another hell area. This one's going pretty strong. You can just hear it coming out of the earth. Lots of stairs here, like I mentioned. And this is a great little viewing platform. Daikokuten Jigoku. So we are here at the Daikokuten Jigoku, and this hell is the most active of the 30 gas-emitting hells in this area. And it is called Daikokuten Jigoku, which the kanji is big, scream, something, hell. And it is called that because you can actually hear a pretty big sound from this hell, sounding like the cries of damned ones yelling in hell. So this is a
very interesting place that you can experience with your eyes, with your nose, and with your ears. In case you needed a warning, this says, do not enter. Do not enter tachi iri kinshi. Do not enter these hellholes. Otherwise, your voice will be among those screaming. Here we have a little mud volcano, and if you look closely, the water around it is bubbling, and there are actually some insects near it too, playing around by the mud volcano. If you want to stay right up close and personal with these hells, you can actually stay at a ryokan that is right by the walkway. These are pretty fancy and give you a very immediate experience with the hells, and they have great little onsens that come with them. But the onsen ryokan that I will be staying at today is located a little farther away from here, maybe about a 10-minute walk, but is located by a pond, so we will be heading there next after this. Some fun facts about Unzen, the area we are in, is that it was designated as Japan's first national park in 1934.
Does anybody on the channel know why these wood rings are so crazily sharp? Very curious.
Well, if anyone on this channel knows why the wood on these cut wood rings are very pointy and sharp, please let us know so we can solve this mystery. Well, I am happy to report that we have made it successfully out of hell, and we are back in the normal streets. Still smells like sulfur, but now I am on the hunt for something to soothe my thirst. I am very hungry. I'm very thirsty, so looking for a little snack here now. There are some cute omiyage or souvenir stores along the way, and also places that sell eggs, soft serve, and lots of other stuff. Let's go see what they have at this Kasaya Cafe. We have arrived at our hotel for tonight, Azumaen.
All right, we have made it into our room. This is a huge space. Whoa, there's an extra bed, a big tatami space. They brought up our luggage, a dining table, and outside of these windows, a view of the pond outside. These are the fancy rooms that you can stay in that have their own private bath that look out. Very expensive though. Now that we've checked in, I'm going to take a little bath here at the Ryokan's Onsen. It is open until midnight and then opens again at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I'm going to enjoy that and relax a little bit before dinner tonight. Let's go.
Azumaen has gender-separated public baths both indoors and outdoors with views that overlook the lake. After the great soak, it's time for dinner. Well, I was able to have a great meal here at Azumaen Ryokan. I got a lot of different dishes that I had to try. There were some great vegetables as well as fresh sashimi, handmade nigiri, and Nagasaki beef. So I am full now and ready for a great night's sleep, getting ready for tomorrow's adventure. Time to go to bed. Oyasumi nasai.
Ohayo gozaimasu, minasan. We have woken up to a beautiful morning here in Unzen Onsen. I am going to go get some breakfast right now provided by my ryokan, and then we're off for another day's adventure here in Nagasaki Prefecture. Let's go enjoy another fun day. So we have the huge morning spread here with us today on the table. We start with a breakfast smoothie made with beets and juice, and then we have over here a lot of different goods, but vegetables, fish, simmered vegetables, a lot of different things here. And then we have some miso soup, some rice, and some pickled vegetables, and tamago yaki.
So we finished our breakfast at the ryokan. It was a little bit salty for my taste, but otherwise filled up on a lot of good nutrients. Checked out of the hotel, and now I am by the pond where the ryokan actually was. So this pond is really big, really green, and there's supposed to be a little trail that we can walk to see a carved Buddha in the stone. So going to go on a little morning walk, burn off some calories, and enjoy this very beautiful pond that we are right by. Ooh. So there's this little walking path along the side of the pond that we are taking. You can see the bright green waters peeking through the trees. So we have made it to these stairs that will take us to the statue of Daikokuten, this carved Buddha face in the rocks. It's so peaceful here. And it's really cool under these trees. We've got moss growing on the rocks. And up ahead, whoa, we can see it. The middle of the rocks, right up here, there's a face. So we just saw the Buddha, which was up here, and this is a really cool spot. I think people actually call it a power spot. It is quiet, you can hear the bugs just chirping a little bit. There's moss on the rocks and on the trees, and it's just a really cool spot. So we had a lovely morning nature walk by the pond, and now we are going up the mountain to Nita Pass. And just along the way, I came across an observation point. So we are here at the top of the mountain looking down at Nagasaki. Let me show you what it's like at the top of the mountain. It's a little bit of a hazy day, but you can see the water stretched out below us. We have some great little green lands beneath us, and then you can see the buildings and some boats. All right, we have made it to the Nita Pass ropeway. We have parked the car in the parking lot down here, and we are walking up to the ropeway center. We've climbed the steps to the Unzen ropeway, leading up to this part. There is a great viewpoint over here too. Woohoo! Mountains on either side and the water below. So we have the ropeway here. We bought our tickets for one way, so we will walk back down, but it was 850 yen now per adult, and then to go both ways is 1,500 yen. So we have made it to the top of this Nita Pass using the ropeway. It was a quick 3-minute ride, but along the way we got to see the water off to one side, a golf course, the pond that we were at earlier this morning on the other, and just a very nice atmosphere here in the mountains. So we just got to the top, took in the view here. Now we only got the one-way pass coming up here, so we are going to take a walk down. It should be about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, back to the parking lot. So let's walk down, more exercise for today.
Exercise, exercise.
Wow, the lake looks beautiful from here. Well, I just want to tell you guys to be careful on this little walk down. There are very uneven rocks along the way, so be careful of that. Wear some good shoes if you come, and mind your step, and mind your head, and mind your shoulder, because it's very narrow as we walk down here. Woo! We have made it down the rocky pass. That took us about 20 minutes to go down. A little bit sweaty now, but gonna cool off in some AC and head to our next destination. Welcome to Obama Onsen. This is another onsen village here in Nagasaki, a little bit a ways from Unzen Onsen, about 30 minutes, but we are by the sea again and going to explore this little area. The first thing that we have up is Japan's longest foot bath. It is said this is Hot Foot 105. Hot Foot 105 is in front of us looking out into the water, and the reason why it is called 105 is because two reasons. First, 105 is the degrees in Celsius that the water is at its source, and 105 is also the length of this foot bath at 105 meters. So let's go enjoy and see what this Hot Foot 105 is like. Here is the foot bath, snaking around all the way from here to there. Woo. Feels great from all that walking. And over here in the water, there are these little pressure point parts that you can walk over. Ow! Ow! I quit. One of the cool things about these kinds of onsen areas is that everywhere you look, there is steam coming out. So from these hotels across the street, the ground, and over here where we have the hot bath, lots and lots of steam. Well, this foot bath was very relaxing. The pressure point really hurt my feet, but it was nice to give it a little bit of nice feel. Now I am going to dry off with this towel. Don't forget to bring your little towel if you have one, because it'll make visiting these kinds of places much easier. So gonna dry off and then go get some snacks. So this is a little place where you can cook your own food. You can see this little marker shows that this is in use, and this is one that is open, but across the way there are different veggies and foods that you can buy to steam. Across the way from the foot bath is a little souvenir and restaurant area. So there's a lot of different stops here. There's an ice cream store, champon, which is a noodle dish of Nagasaki, omiyage in here. Over here we're getting some octopus senbei crackers, and it smells a lot like squid and seafood in this shop. At the shop that I was just in, there was a little station where a guy was pressing octopus to make octopus crackers, and so I picked up a little bag of them, and it was so interesting when he pressed them. It filled the whole shop with the smell of octopus, and then you could hear crackling happening. So he layered a bunch of them together to create this little cracker. And I think as time goes, it actually is supposed to get a little bit crispier because it's literally fresh off the press right now. But we are here to try an octopus senbei. Here is the senbei. Ah! food's actually already pretty crunchy. And I think that the octopus was cooked with a little bit of sauce on it. So a little bit salty, a little bit sweet, but very thin and fun to eat. So you can find these interesting seafood senbeis at the Yamaguchi Kaisan shop over here. This is some onsen tamago, or onsen egg. Cooking. So this is where we are going to try to get lunch at Mushikamaya, a steamed goods store. Wow, this is a great place. So this restaurant is very interesting. There is a system to it. First, there are menu items that you can choose from, like set plates or sashimi rice bowls. And then there are also steamed items, and these are items that you can pick up and have them steamed in the steam station. Then you pay for everything beforehand, and then you put all of your stuff at the return counter. So these are the different items that you can get steamed. There are kind of these small Chinese dim sum-like items. And then there's corn, veggies, large veggie plates, small veggie plates, eggs, and tomatoes. Over here we have the fresh fish corner for 1,000, 2,000 yen. And some scallops. There's also crab, more expensive though. Here's the sauce station with ponzu, shichimi, salt, oil, that you can make your own sauce. Our steamer timer just went off, so we're here to collect our steamed goods. So we have just gotten our food. We have our tempura and sashimi set here, as well as the first half of our steamed dishes. We got pork and vegetables and some clams, and in a little bit of time, we will have the last part of our steamed dish. But before that, let's dig in and have some lunch. Itadakimasu! And our last dish, the little dumplings have come too. So this is all of our food to enjoy in Obama. So I just finished a great lunch here at this steamed seafood restaurant. Got to have a great plate lunch and then had some fun steamed foods that were steamed at this steam kitchen right behind me. It was really cool, a lively, bustling place, a little bit expensive, but a really fun experience to try. So now I'm going to be looking for one more Obama Onsen suite before we head back to Fukuoka. We are crossing the street. It kind of looks closed. This was the place that I was trying to go to, a place that sells Yusenpei, which is a confectionery here that is famous in this Nagasaki area, but it looks like they're closed. Zannen! Let's try to find another spot instead. So unfortunately, we couldn't go to a specialty store to get this Yusenpei. This is the word for hot water, and this is a senbei, so a little cracker. But they have them at these omiyage shops, so that will be our last resort, is to try one of these. But the cool thing is that these are made with the hot water of the onsen areas. So it actually uses the hot water, and that's where you get this yu part of the Yusenpei. So not fresh off the press like we've seen before, but a Yusenpei is a Yusenpei. Here we go. You can see there's a little mark carved into it, but this is what we will be having. Yusenpei. Super, super light and crunchy. What's nice about this cracker is that it is definitely not too sweet. Has just a tiny bit of salt and I think it will actually go very well with ice cream. Very flaky and light. Well, that about wraps up this video. I'm going to be heading back into the car and heading back to Fukuoka. Even though it was just a short overnight trip, it was packed with so much stuff: onsen, exercise, outdoor, and food. So I am super happy to have been able to explore the Unzen area of Nagasaki. If you want to find more about the places I visited during this trip or other great places to visit in Kyushu, don't forget to check out my website, immersedaroundtheworld.com. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures. I'll see you next time.